My name is Sophie Llevat, and today I will be talking about Martin Luther King Jr. and his I Have a Dream speech. Martin Luther King Jr. impacted America by being an advocate that played a key role in the American Civil Rights Movement. In 1963, Martin Luther King delivered his I Have a Dream speech, in which he used central ideas that spoke on the struggles of African Americans during that time. Throughout his speech about his hopes for our country in the future, he used several forms of figurative language, including pathos, ethos, alliteration, simile, and metaphors. To start off, King strongly expresses his dreams during his entire speech while using the appeals of pathos and the appeals of ethos. For example, King states in his speech, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today." In this quote, he expresses his hopes for the future, that the next generation should be able to grow up in a world with no prejudice. In a world that people are not judged based on the pigment of their skin color, but by who they are as a person and as a human being. He is using pathos in this quote because he is appealing to the audience's emotion by sharing how his children and all others deserve to be treated fairly, so that they may have a chance to thrive. Another example is when he says, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed." We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Here, King is quoting the exact line that is in the Declaration of Independence to prove that we must hold our country to the standard it was originally set to. We must act and live out on the true meaning that it was intended. This is that all people, no matter your color, beliefs, values, or morals, are treated equally. This appeals to ethos because King is showing his loyalty to his country and how he wants what is best for the country. By including the line of the Declaration of Independence, King increases his credibility because he is using a credible source that the people of the United States live by. To wrap it all up, in King's speech, he used the appeal of pathos and ethos to help persuade and gain trust from his audience. Next, in King's speech, he used many types of figurative language and rhetorical devices to get his point across to his audience. For example, he says, No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream." This quote is a simile that signifies King wanting something much more than what a final verdict might say. This statement could also be talking about the innocents in jail and the fact that there is nothing being done to give them justice. He communicates this quote as if God also wanted the right for all the people to flow like a stream and be something that would go down smoothly in the world. King also uses alliteration to emphasize his dream. As his speech goes on, he repeats the same 4 words. Those 4 words are, "I have a dream." The significance of these words had meaning to him, and he wanted to make it known that this speech is about the dream to live a free and equal life to all human beings. By saying, "I have a dream," it shows he wanted to accomplish his goal to end racism and have the privilege to have economic and civil rights. In all, King uses simile and alliteration to give a more dramatic effect. That way, the reader won't forget his message, and it will stick with them. Lastly, in King's speech, he uses metaphors which make a huge impact in what he is trying to say. When King says, "I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory shall be revealed, and the flesh shall see it together." In this quote, he's trying to explain through metaphor how he hopes that all the flaws, races, social injustices, and issues in our nation will soon straighten out and resolve. He does this by comparing the flaws of our country to crooked places, or all of the bumps. Another metaphor he uses is, "Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking the cup of bitterness and hatred." King wants this metaphor to come across to the people in a way that peaceful protest or any type of disagreement should not lead to violence in any way. The desire for freedom was so longing that anybody would want to drink or take action to have liberty. But King wanted to address that it would not be a permanent solution to the problem. In this way, King's metaphors used during his speech were powerful and had a deeper meaning. In conclusion, the well-known Martin Luther King Jr. speech that is shared with his dreams for the future impacted our country in a way like no other. Luther was an advocate for social injustice going on in our country during this time. And throughout his speech, he used several forms of the figurative language, like mentioned, pathos, ethos, alliteration, simile, and metaphors. Using this language, it showed and created emphasis as he spoke and told the people of America about his dream. Martin Luther King Jr. is such an advocate for me especially because as a young girl in a Catholic school who has a dream to be a leader in this world and make a difference, King is such a role model of doing what you believe is right. Thank you.